Maryville hockey starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center side of tonight's ACHA matchup between the University of Michigan Dearborn and your Maryville Saints. It's been quite a while since the Saints have been here on home ice. In fact, this will be only the second home game of the season for the Maryville Saints as they spent a good amount of time out in the desert, out in Arizona. The Saints went a record of 3-1, splitting the season series against the Arizona State Sun Devils, and then getting a 2-game series win over Grand Valley as well. The 2 wins that came last weekend were over at the University of Miami, Ohio, so rather impressive 5-0 and 2-1 wins for the Saints as they have improved their record overall heading into tonight's matchup to 6-2. Dearborn, somewhat of an unknown. They are 2-1 coming into the season, but only having played 3 games, it's a little bit harder to tell what we have in store for you. Let's take a look at the starting goaltender for the Maryville Saints, as it's going to be Caitlin Cadrain, and she comes in with 4 wins under her belt, and we are underway here at the Maryville University Hockey Center. Saints open up inside the offensive zone as you get a look at some of Caitlin Cadrain's stats there. Pretty impressive in the early part of the season as the Wolverines try to work it out over along the far boards, but the Saints holding it in the zone right now. In between the pipes for the Wolverines is going to be Kenna Borso. So Borso against Cadrain. Cadrain stepping up to the challenge as Sawyer Duncan is currently out with an injury. Tapped onto center ice and flipped back the other way by Spence. Cadrain slows it up in behind her net. Spence steps up to make a play for the Wolverines. On to the captain in Sensoli, helps to be able to read your own handwriting. Far side it goes, and McGowan carries up the ice for the Saints. Flips one in towards goal. The goaltender sticked it down but couldn't keep it under possession. Brooks settles in, trying to chap it on to Poisson. Now Johnson has the puck. All the way back to McGowan at the point. The shot went wide. Brooks steps up, trying to ladle it along the boards, and instead the Wolverines come back the other way as Sensoli flips it in. Off the boards, it comes back out in front. Shot in, and a right pad save made. Collegian was denied by Cadrain. Up the ice, O'Leary flips it in. Giving chase is Gillings. Gillings back. O'Leary is a little bit handcuffed. Now Gillings fans on the shot. O'Leary kept it alive, though, as Gerwitz plopped one into the corner. Puck tied up along the wall as they joust for it. Trying to dig it out of there is Brennan. Michigan all sorts of tied up here along the wall. The referee keeping an eye on things, though, never even made a movement towards his lips with the whistle. Here is Brennan with a little bit of open space. The backhander is sticked away as Borso makes another save, her second of the night. On the stick now of Finley as she plays it in behind her own net. Warham almost gave it away. Argyropoulos sent it back in on the near side as it was kicked around. Finley reversed it back over to the far side. Argyropoulos along the far boards. Couldn't quite get control of it. Again, trying to play it with the skate. Back out at center, Rutherford drops it for Gerwitz. Quickly on to Argyropoulos. She rims it around as it settles in behind the net. Rutherford is in on the forecheck. Instead, it's with Brooks. Brooks with a chance to put it towards net. That was actually Cooper. A shot nibbled off the blocker. 16:15 to go here in the first period. Apologies for the abbreviated pregame show. Flying solo here tonight. And the men's D1 team had a game prior to this one, in which they were victorious over the number 3 ranked Ohio Bobcats by a final of 3-1. So first period thus far, 4:23 into the contest. Tommy Lang going with a different defensive unit. Oh, that one bounced in on goal. Cadrain was well positioned to make the stop. Saints send it all the way down, and it will go in the period. Saints win the draw. O'Leary trying to skate it out. Met with the stick of Spence and fell over. Kelgian tried to guide it in towards the offensive zone, and O'Leary puts it out of play with the face-off coming into neutral ice. Loose at center, McGowan is back. Plays it off the near side, Dashers. Spence got to stick to it. Schroeder was slowed up. Bouncer just far post. Rutherford trying to stuff it in, and the puck slipped away from her. Hitting the brakes is Kallhammer. Gerwitz gets the floater back towards center. Kallhammer enters in on the offensive end. Shot to the far side off the right arm of the goaltender. Kelgian slows it up, goes rink wide, finds Palayan. Saints send it too far for Kallhammer. Johnson races onto the puck, outdoing her numerical counterpart in Spence. Johnson stepping up. Poisson is going to draw a penalty. So the Saints will go on to the power play. And they're going to call elbowing against the Wolverines. Saints with the first power play of the game as the elbowing call goes against Taylor Spence. Poisson tried to play it back. Unsuccessful in doing so as it was disrupted on the way through, and the Wolverines will clear it down. Gerwitz, once again, struggling to find the handle as the puck just doesn't want to settle down. That's the danger of playing in these later evening affairs, as the puck dropped right around 8:30. Had several games and practices and whatnot, so no matter how much you resurface it, the ice is going to be a little bit softer here. Tends to be chippy. Wolverines clear it down the ice. They've killed off half of this power play. Dawson will go up the far wing. Gillings shrugs off that slash. Cross ice was looking for Rutherford. It takes a Michigan Dearborn bounce and they will clear. Dawson will set it up in behind her own goal. Leaves it for Maddie Johnson. She comes up the near wing, runs into a defender and two officials. Still got the puck around to the far side. O'Leary steps up, takes a Maryville bounce as it settles right back for her. But then Poisson was not in behind the net where O'Leary expected her to be. Kerwitz was looking for the shot pass. It goes off the backside of the goal. Brennan was set up for the deflection, but she was spun around by the defender. 2 seconds left, and now we are back to 5-on-5. Michigan cleared that right at the most opportune moment. No, they're going to say that the player was out of the box, so that will be an icing call against the Wolverines. .11:56 left to go here in the first. Callhammer didn't have space to take the shot. Good step up by Putnam to get a little piece of it. Puck comes back out in front. Saints avoid the danger. Spence from the blue line lobs it down in towards the corner. Handled there by Evers. Filtered through Vanden Neuvel. Callhammer goes the other way for the Saints and going off for a change after the dump. Wolverines almost gave it away, reclaimed by Palayan. Flipped in as Vanden Heuvel will head off onto a change. Dawson slows it up, reverses back in behind her own net to keep it away from the advancing Evers. Wolverines get it into the offensive zone under control of Pirro, the captain. Trying to find their player out in front as they had some space along the hash marks. That dried up like water droplets in the desert sun. Pirro from the far corner puts one across and sticked away by Cadrain. Argyropoulos got it up the zone but not out. Kept alive by Zafman. Wolverines reclaim it at center ice and then hand it back to the Saints as Dawson has it. Near side for Morgan McGowan. Slides it up the right wing as Brooks tried to get it in. McGowan flies one towards goal. A little bit of a struggle on the handle there for Borso. The Wolverines have it inside their own zone. Nifty little pass off the backhand. Find its intended target. Skating in now is Vanden Heuvel. Didn't get much of a breather as she's right back out there. Brooks steps into some pressure as Hahn came up. Poisson is able to pitchfork that one away. Poisson trying to wrap around, just no space there as a pad of Borso was up against the post. Tied up along the corner. 9.5 played here in the first period. Rutherford got it towards goal. Ultimately an easy save for Borso, although the Saints had Brooks right on the doorstep should there have been a rebound. 9:22 left to go here in the first. Saints are out shooting their opponent 4-1, but zeros up on the scoreboard. Callhammer had it, was given away momentarily. Now Callhammer goes for the shot, and that one is up and out of play as it hit somebody in front. Callhammer got it back to the point, but the shot from Putnam was knocked down. Poisson wanted to get it to Gerwitz. Instead, they find Callhammer. Oh, she is denied by the stick on the right side. That one got through some traffic, but ultimately Maryville was denied an opportunity. Callhammer sees it come off the near side wall, gives it away at center ice. St. Louis had it for a moment, then it was stripped away. Evers gets it into the zone. Maryville trying to send it right back out. Strange hop off one of the partitions. Sophie Brennan able to just lob one in as the Saints give chase. Gillings comes around onto the forehand, looking for Brennan out in front. Wolverines in transition. 8:10 left to go in the period. Too strong for Zafman through the middle. Saints reverse back towards center ice. O'Leary had it knocked away. Gillings gets it for the Saints. Warham had it deflect out of play, so we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. 7:56 left to go here, first period. Saints increased their shot total to 6. Unfortunately for them, it's been, I don't want to say one and done because that doesn't seem correct. They've had some good offensive pressure, but in terms of the actual shots, it's just been a shot and then they might get the puck back and hold the zone, but they haven't necessarily had high-quality rebound opportunities come their way just yet. But the way the contest has gone thus far, you have to figure that that's going to happen because they've been putting in some good effort in the offensive zone. Wolverines try to get set up. Savage had it for a moment, crossed the blue line, but stepped into a wall of white defenders. Too strong for Poisson on the far side. They try to stretch it out, looking for Schroeder. Collegian was there at the blue line as well. Instead, bringing it in is Sinsoli. Left it for Schroeder, but she overskated. Saints on the counter. Bringing it in now is Cooper. They were trying to find Rutherford, who was coming in from the corner. Somebody's lost their stick. That's Argyropoulos. Gerwitz chops it back up towards the attacking blue line. Knifed back out towards center ice. Brennan will enter the zone on the near wing. She is tripped up, and the Saints will go back to the power play. Second player advantage for Maryville just within this period. 6:29 to go in the first. Wolverines take it off the face-off. Gillings comes over, trying to spike that away. Held in by Gerwitz along the blue line and then handed it right to Gillen. Gerwitz in behind her own net. Vanden Heuvel is putting on the pressure. Saints get around it. Here's Poisson. Johnson on the near wing. Sidesteps the stick, takes the shot, glove side, and it's denied. Wasn't caught cleanly, but it kept it out. Borso has been called into action early and often in this contest. Rutherford picking up speed. Lost the puck, regained it in the corner. Lost her stick. Saints still have it. Looking for Callhammer in the bumper position in the slot. She was guarded by 2 defenders. Under a minute to go in the power play. Dawson stretches it up the middle. Brooks hands it off. St. Louis under the zone. Drops it for Brooks. Edge of the circle. Now St. Louis looking back in front. The pass was disrupted. Stolen back, though, by Callhammer. Brooks has it, trying to get it onto the forehand. Referee's in the way as well. Brooks leaves it for Dawson at the blue line. Too strong for Callhammer. Punched up the zone, not out. Nicely held in by Johnson. Callhammer slides one into the corner through everybody's legs. Regains it herself off the boards. Dawson wanting to try the whip shot, and that got all the way through, and they score! Goaltender thought she had it, but it snuck through the legs of Kenna Borso, and Sarah Brooks was able to tap it just over the goal line for the power play goal. The Saints are now 1 for 2 on the power play. Brooks scores at 15:27. That's definitely one that Borso would like to have back, but that's the thing, and this new goaltender equipment is so much more protective than the stuff they wore back in the day. There's another player, I believe that's Putnam, lost her stick. But the downside of the new equipment for goaltenders is that it's so firm that they don't have a good feel for where the puck is. Now, I'm not sure whether or not Borso could have reacted to that or not. Nevertheless, it's advantageous for Maryville as it snuck past her. And the referee, credit to the referee, because a lot of times you'll see those little arcing shots grabbed by the goaltender and you get a quick whistle. The official was in good position to see that puck come out the backside and not blow it dead, giving Maryville every opportunity to tap that one in. Hahn slides it up the zone, out into neutral ice. But Gillen was stood up close to the blue line. And now Dawson is back for the Saints. Uses the carom off the boards, but Hahn stepped up. McGowan does that same to her. Rutherford feeds it on. Callhammer comes in on the offensive end, going with the shot. Stick save made, and then covered up by Borso. 3:10 left to go here, first period. Shots 10-2 in favor of Maryville. So is the score, but by a lower margin of 1-0. Palayan comes in on the middle. Knee-on-knee action. Brooks seems to be all right, as there was just an incidental collision. Nevertheless, she came up against, I believe that was Palayan. Perhaps Peril was in the vicinity as well. Michigan trying to get it above their own goal line. They do so, but McGowan is there to meet it. At center ice. Saints reclaim. Dawson right in the middle of the zone. Up the boards for Gillings. Zafman comes back the other way, dumps it in, heads off on a change. 2:14 to go in the first. O'Leary lets it run. Brennan is in. Gillings is in the middle. Brennan from the wing, the shot right into the goaltender. And that is frozen with 2:04 to go in the first. Gillings with a quick shot, hit the goaltender. Puck goes over to the far corner. And then Putnam couldn't quite hold it with a strong pass back her way. Putnam is spun around. There's going to be a penalty called, and it's going to go against the Saints. And Putnam will be the one to serve it. And that's kind of one of those penalties that you don't mind the fact that Putnam is taking this penalty because it was an effort play. But if Coach Lang is upset with the call at all, it's going to be to the fact that Putnam was down. She tried to get back up to her skates and just slipped again, and the Michigan player kind of fell over her. And that's the trouble really with tripping calls is, yeah, they're always so frustrating no matter what team you support. Mainly because it ends up being a situation to where if you gave the referees a little bit of leeway, I think they would appease more fans because you could, for example, you see it in the NHL a lot where guys step on a stick, fall down, and then that's called tripping. Well, yeah, the guy's stick was there, as this one's deflected just wide on the far side. Warham took a little bit out of that. But then you run into a situation where if you do that, if you give the referees a little bit of leeway for tripping calls, then something that was called a trip one night wouldn't be called the same the next night. So it's really a no-win scenario is the long and short of it. This could be an icing call as Michigan was trying to stretch it out. They had Evers cutting up the wing, but the pass was a little too direct. 50 seconds left in the power play, 34.1 left in the period. With the Saints up 1-0. Johnson, Gerwitz, Brooks, and Furbett, the penalty killers right now for Maryville as it comes to the Saints blue line. Furbett slams it up the rink. That won't see out the rest of this period, but it forces the Wolverines to go the length of the ice to get it in the offensive zone. Cross ice, taken back into the middle by Vandenheuvel. Johnson strips it away, 5 seconds left, flings one towards goal, and again, it's a little bit of tough sledding here for Kenna Borso in the first period. She has been under siege, 14 shots against her, one slipped past her. The Saints have a 1-0 lead as they continue to funnel pucks towards the net. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have your first intermission report. Saints lead 1-0. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
we stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. We create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we are in your intermission report. 1-0 Saints after 20 minutes of play, as it was a solid first period by Maryville. They led the shots 14-3 overall. And other than the first couple shifts of the game to where it was a little more back and forth with Michigan having a few opportunities to get it into the zone, other than that, it was really a dominant period overall of hockey for the Maryville Saints, as they really took it to the Wolverines and tested Canaborso quite often within that period. And it wasn't as though the 14 shots came in one big flurry and they didn't have any other action spread out. Really from start to finish, as I mentioned, beyond that first 2 or 3 minutes, if you want to give Michigan credit for an opportunity here or there, but they only end up with 3 shots on goal overall. So Caitlin Cadrain wasn't tested that much. There was 1, maybe 2 shots out of that 3 that gave her a little bit of a worry, but Caitlin Cadrain, despite the lack of overall work, had a good first period, as well as her teammates did as well. It was a bit of a good fortune type goal for the Saints to get on the board, as it would be Sarah Brooks, scoring at 15:27, with the Saints scoring on the power play. That was just about to go by the wayside. They were in the final 30 seconds of that power play, but a shot from the left-hand side was met with the midsection of Canaborso, but somehow it snuck between her legs, and behind her it was trickling towards the goal line, and then Brooks was able to tap it in. Great positioning by the official to not blow the whistle, and good second effort from Brooks to get a stick to it before the defenders knew what was going on. That has been the difference in the first period, even though it has been all Maryville pretty much throughout that first. They only have the 1 goal to show for it. We'll see if they add to their lead in the second or if the Wolverines can claw their way back into this one. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop on the second period of action. Don't go too far. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
Where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and huge fan of the consistency year after year. For me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetro 90. Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
Welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we prepare for second period action between the Wolverines and the Saints. Sorry for a little bit of a delay in the broadcasting there. I was trying to keep an eye on what was going on there. Maddie Johnson was kind of being ushered over to the bench. So I didn't necessarily notice anything in the flow of play as to picking up a potential injury. I know it's very strange because she's picked up her skates and moved herself over the bench 2 or 3 times just since she's been over there, so it's not as though she can't move her legs. So I don't know if it was just something that they were helping her out with and there's no injury, or what might be the case in that situation. But we'll keep an eye on that and see if Johnson comes out for her next shift, as there's an icing call against the Saints. And Johnson is the one who's currently having the penalty served for her, as Putnam is right now in the box, but Johnson was the one that took the penalty. 2 seconds left, and now we're back to full strength for both teams. And Johnson is not facing the ice, so I still kind of wonder if that's an equipment issue or what might be the case, but focus on the action on the ice right now as Gerwitz has it for the Saints, twists it back towards the Michigan zone, almost give it away as St. Louis was right there. Dangerous play there by Hahn as she fanned on the clearance. Brooks comes over with speed. Savage saw her, so got a little bit turned around. Callhammer's back. Putnam plays it off the far wall. St. Louis comes in and offside. As for whatever reason, that puck kind of turned around St. Louis. $18:56 left to go in the period. Coach John Hogan enjoying the festivities as his team was victorious, as I mentioned in the first. They beat the number 3 team in the country here on home ice. There's also a dog in attendance as well, so that's getting most of the attention. 90 seconds gone here in the period. Saints get it out in front. Oh, Brooks was held down with the stick nicely, legally as well, but that negated a potential scoring opportunity. Here is Johnson, who seems to have worked out the kinks, finds a player out in front. Backhand chance slipped away from O'Leary. A centering feed for Poussin is off the mark. Back the other way we go with Vandenheuvel coming in on the attack. Looking for the cross-ice pass. Stick save made by Cadrain. Collegian couldn't get too much on it, but it was enough to steer it towards goal, and the Maryville goaltender was there to keep it away. Rolling over the stick of Gillen, and then shoveled in by O'Leary. Michigan stamps on the brakes as Amy Palayan trying to get it onto the attack. Brought up by Palayan. Steps onto his stick, and now we'll get another tripping call against the Saints. As Maryville is now 2 for 2 in terms of the incidental trips not going their way. So once again, the Saints send out their penalty-killing unit. Johnson, McGowan, Brooks, and Gerwitz. Quick passing through the zone by the Wolverines. They couldn't get a shot off, though. Sensoli sends it over to the far wing and then gets it back. Sends it up the boards for Spence. Sensoli back in possession as she guides it towards the corner. Spence is at the blue line. Palayan waiting for the pass. It never came. Sensoli sends it off the boards. Looking to get a shot is Schroeder. And that one comes back over towards the near side point. Palayan goes for the wrister. There was traffic in front as Sensoli was dueling with McGowan. Sensoli on the half wall. Guides it into the corner. Sensoli again. Hands it off. Schroeder back to the point. Spence to Palayan here on the near circle. Wrist shot wide. Brooks catches up to it for the Saints and guides it out to center. Palayan delays just a little bit and then gave it right up to Gerwitz. That couldn't have been the intended idea. Cooper tied it up for a good 2-3 seconds. Springing the counter, though, and in comes Savage. Left it at the blue line. Pero from the angle, and that's off the side of the cage. Cadrain didn't know too much about it other than it didn't go in the back of the net. Saints will ice it. And the linesman understands that he made a mistake, as that was supposed to be just time off the clock. And that actually favors Michigan a little bit. It brings it out to center if you get a face-off win. So Maryville isn't going to be too happy, but the Wolverines win the draw. Can't do too much with it initially. Hatch sends it over to the far wing, but that was out of the reach of her teammate. Did get a piece of it, though, to avoid an icing call. Hatch steps into one. Too much traffic in front, and it ricochets to the far wall. Guided back towards the blue line. Shot on. Glove save by Cadrain. 1 second left on the Putnam penalty. This time it was actually against her as opposed to her serving for Maddie Johnson. .25 left to go as the bouncing puck comes out. Maryville cannot spring to counterattack with Putnam getting in behind. Gillings had it knocked down. Palayan looks to head the other way. Sends it too far for Gillen. 5 minutes played here in the second. Out at center ice. O'Leary comes in on the near wing. Palayan tries to clear it. Saints get it into the mixer. They're in the slot. Shot by O'Leary is knocked down. Skate to stick for O'Leary, and then it's set back the other way. Evers for the Wolverines. Crosses the red line and sends it right into the linesman. Gillings at center ice as Maryville will toss one in on the change. Hatch up the boards. Evers lost it. Shot from a weird angle. Forced a bit of a stick save there from Borso. Brooks leaves it for Johnson. Sidesteps the stick from Gillen. Shot from the angle. And caught up against the body in the blocker. 14:08 left to go in the second. The Saints have 16 shots on goal. Agaropoulos had it stolen away. Hahn sends it up through the middle, out of the reach of everybody. Dawson tried to pound it up the ice, instead knocked down by Sensoli. Looking for Collegian on the far wing. Cross ice pass was thwarted. Dawson brings it out. Dawson looking to go coast to coast from the corner. Agaropoulos was in front, but the puck never made it. Collegian with Sensoli through the middle. Slams it back over towards the far wing. Cooper dispossessed. But the Saints return the favor as Furbett took the puck back. Lob shot went off a defensive stick. Borso will hold on with 13:09 left in the second period. Johnson able to pilfer the puck back. Michigan takes it. Up the ice they go. Perro comes in. And quickly on the back check, the Saints knock the puck away. Possession rather hard to come by for both teams. They've gotten the puck into the zone, but then it's quickly closed down by the defense. Brooks with a nice little pass. Johnson spins it over to the far wing. Poisson had to reach but grabbed it. Looking for Brooks in front. They almost got the setup. Poisson is denied. She wasn't the intended target, but still got a shot away. Now she keeps it in the zone. Lobbing one in behind. Brooks trying to catch up to it. Couldn't quite keep it away from Sensoli. And that was actually Warham. Spin shot from Rutherford. 12:03 to go in the second period. Referees having a conference, not sure what they could be discussing. I guess if you want to be technical, I should say the referee and the linesman. It's hard not to call anybody who wears the stripes a referee, even though by their technical names they are not. Rutherford from behind the net, looking for Callhammer in front. It slid past everyone. Michigan on the counter attack. Gillen comes in on the near wing. St. Louis is stepped into. Remember, fans, these two teams will face off again tomorrow afternoon as we'll have some matinee hockey. 1:30 is the puck drop. And that is Central Time. Backhanded chance was denied by some defensive skates. Stepping up was McGowan, but her shot was blocked. Chance from the right side as Rutherford was denied. St. Louis looking to get it out in front. She is bothered from behind as Vandenheuvel on the defensive play. St. Louis had her stick lifted. Spence is on the puck. Rutherford takes it back. Now they dig in. A 5-player, now make it 6-player, now make it 5-player scrum. Back and forth they went. Rutherford tried to get off the ice. Now a potential breakaway attempt. In comes Gillen. She keeps it forehand all the way, shoots, and it ricochets off the glass, comes back out in front. None of these have counted as shots as they missed every time. If you want to be generous, you could say that Cadrain might have got a little shoulder on that first chance, but Michigan Dearborn dearly paying the price on some of those misses. They had an excellent opportunity to get an equalizer, and it goes by the boards. Brennan tried to toss it in deep after everybody was kind of spun around. Michigan Dearborn will ice it. As we are over halfway through the contest, 9:55 to go in the second period of a 1-0 game. Shot blocked, popped back out. Saints collect it. As McGowan looks to bring it out. Stolen by Sansoli. Cross-ice pass was popped up into the air. Cadrain made the stick save on a little bit of a roller. 7th save of the contest for her, though. Hatch watches it slide past her. Johnson didn't know the pressure was coming from Sansoli on the back check. Murphy taps it into the offensive end. Gerwitz back to chop it away. And then awkwardly into the end wall is Schroeder. She's a bit slow to get up, but now she's on her skates. She will head to the bench, though, as she's shaken up. Stretching it out for Callhammer. Guiding onto the near wing for Cooper. Cooper, Callhammer. And then a drop pass. Tapped away. Rutherford with a high shot. That goes over everything. Zafin had it knocked away. Hatch gets it in. Furbett is back for the Saints. Bounces one that's collected by Brennan. Callhammer's at the end of a shift here, so she looks a little gassed. Now she goes to the bench. 8:21 left in the period. Perro sends it far side and intended for Zafman. Not on the mark for the pass, though, and it's deflected out of play. So I did miss misspeak earlier, which does tend to happen. But I had said that Maryville was 3-1 in Arizona, and the record is correct. But I had said that they pulled off the series sweep against Grand Valley, and it was actually Grand Canyon University. But still, pretty good wins. They beat ASU 5-2 and then fell 2-1 in the next one. This was back at the end of September. Then they played Grand Canyon University in Phoenix and won 5-2 and 9-2. So the goals came by the bushels out in the desert. Wolverines looking to set things up. We'll talk a little bit about the teams that they played in this early portion of the season in just a moment. But they've got it on the offensive end. Cross-size pass. They were looking back door and couldn't quite connect with Schroeder right there. Good defensive play by Maryville to deny a clean look at goal. And that actually may have been Vandenheuvel who is on the back door. Putnam gets it down low, looking for Gillings. O'Leary leaves it. Gillings was set up in front, now comes over to help out as the puck's tied up along the end wall. 7:05 to go in the period. Saints with an opportunity. Putnam couldn't quite get it clean on the stick. Johnson with a good setup. Brooks gives it off. Poisson is denied. And now they're going after Maryville, the wrong player, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, for the Wolverines, as Poisson was the one that kind of bowled over Borso. Michigan is going after Brooks. I think Brooks is kind of looking around and saying, you got the wrong 70 number. .652 left to go here in the period. 1-0 is your score. Brooks has the own goal. 15:27 to go as Michigan Dearborn will take a penalty on that fracas. Saints are 1 for 2 with the player advantage thus far. We'll see if they can add to their lead. Into the box goes Charlize Waterham. Poisson sets it up, gets it back from Gerwitz as they go back and forth. Gerwitz straightaway point, near circle Johnson. Dusted it off a little too much. Sensoli got it up the zone, but not out yet. Now she kicks at it. Gerwitz keeps it in momentarily. Johnson has it straightaway point. Near circle, too hot to handle for Brennan. She had her stick lifted on the second attempt. Wolverine still can't clear as it's gloved down by Gerwitz. Far side it goes to Poisson. Long shot, Gerwitz is denied. The captain gave a little bit of a shrug there. She was kind of saying, well, what else could I do? Everybody was covered, so they gave me the shooting lane. 1:25 left in the power play. 6:17 left in the period. Less than that now. Kallhammer has it on the hash marks, the outer hash marks. Into the corner, gets it back from Dawson. Dawson for Kallhammer, long shot, deflected over the goal. St. Louis jumps in, as does Rutherford. Puck bouncing around, Kallhammer gives it to Dawson and now back. Return pass towards the blue line was not available. Kallhammer spins it away, bumped down to one knee. Loose in front for Brooks. Rutherford to Kallhammer, back to Rutherford. Kallhammer again outside the circle, looking for the shot. Oh, didn't miss by much, maybe a foot at most on the far side. Stepping up though from the blue line is Dawson to keep it in. Rutherford trying to drag it off the wall, finds a little bit of space away from the pressure. Sidesteps the check again. Brooks in behind the net. And then handcuffed Rutherford with the pass. St. Louis steps over. Rutherford trying to scrape it off the Dashers again. 6 seconds left in the power play. This one looks like it's going to go by the boards. And now we're at 5-on-5. 4:50 left to go in the period. Saints have it. Rutherford from the corner. Hands it off. St. Louis drags it back in behind the net. Lost the puck momentarily as Hatch looks to put it up the ice. Gerwitz seals it off along the wall. Hatch looking for an escape route on the far side. Sensoli had it slip under her stick. Gerwitz comes in on the attack. The captain looking for glory. Off the mask of the goaltender, and then the rebound put wide. Gillings steps up on the corner. Couldn't keep control of the puck, though, as Wolverines get it out. Hatch knocked down that zone entry. Schroeder went to the ice. Saints dump it in on another change. Under 4 to go in the second. Oh, Johnson almost had it. Now Schroeder sprung on a partial break. Big poke check there by Gerwitz. Putnam tried to flip it up the ice. Kledjian is denied with a glove save by Cadrain. 3:42 left in the second period. So credit to the Wolverines. They've kind of snuck their way back in this one. They haven't gotten the amount of shots that they necessarily would have liked, although they do have more in this period than they did in the first. But it's still been a pretty solid period of play overall for Maryville, but not quite as dominant as we saw in the first. Here is Poisson, backhand chance denied. Brooks sends it back, skate to stick for Dawson. Puck was fluttering, so she had to just kind of take the 7-iron to that one. Dawson whips it down low to Johnson. Deflected in front. Oh, they score! Sarah Brooks with number 2, both for herself and the Saints. Brooks at 16:43 doubles the lead for Maryville as they went tic-tac-toe. Once again going from the point down to the goal line and out in front for an easy tap-in for Brooks. A little bit of a cushion now for Maryville. The Wolverines had been chipping away at their confidence just a bit. But now that lead gives them some breathing room. Cooper lost it momentarily. Bounds over to the far side. Argyropoulos gets it off the boards. Cooper comes in. Numbers favor the Saints. Cooper stick handling, and then it slips away. She regains it. Puts it across as Rutherford was there on the doorstep, but the pass was not on the tape. Rutherford will track it down. Her stick was lifted, but she keeps it. There's a player down for Michigan Dearborn. That was Sydney Gillen. This one in on Cadrain, and she will cover it up. His bodies are falling left and right. 2:20 left to go here in the period. Dawson tried to flip it up the wall, but ran into the body of Zafman. Trying to snatch it was Perro. The captain was out-dueled, but she's able to dive and steal the puck back. Brennan gave it over. Furbett continued it along. Stepping up, though, for Michigan Dearborn was Spence. Spence with the wrister, knocked down. Too many bodies in front. Gillings comes out. Brennan on the far wing, crosses the blue line. Into the middle, Gillings deflects it towards goal, but wide. Brennan and Gillings are there. Gillings comes out with the puck on her strong hand. Brennan once again sealed off as Spence comes over. 90 seconds left in the period. Brooks sitting on a potential hat trick. So dispossessed momentarily, comes back onto the forehand. Puck bouncing, fluttering. Hassan to the far corner. Spins, and Brooks was here on the near side. Her stick had been just about an inch closer to the goal. That might have been number 3. Johnson sets it up. Hassan puts it out into the mixer, deflected over to the far circle. 45 seconds remain, 45.9 to be exact. Shots are 23-11. That puck tied up forever. Off the post on the shot from Gallhammer. Rings off the iron. Borso was beaten for a third time, but the goaltender's best friend came to her aid. Now Gallhammer has passed a skate and a stick. 2-on-1, 3-on-2. Gallhammer comes in. She's going to take the shot right into the goaltender, hacking and whacking at the rebound, and it bounced over his stick every single time. Now the elbow came up a little high Sensoli on Putnam, but no penalty to be handed out this time. None that was really needed either. Gallhammer ran out of time. Otherwise, she would have had another opportunity at goal there. 2 periods are in the books, and I will take a break. The Saints lead by a score of 2-0 on the back of 2 Sarah Brooks goals. Don't go too far. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see.
Hello, everyone. I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSZ, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSZ, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSZ, where we treat you right, you'll see.
Hello, everyone. I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy...
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. Third period action underway between the Maryville Saints and the University of Michigan Dearborn Wolverines. 2-0 Saints after 40 minutes with the Wolverines in possession, and they are looking to claw their way back into this one, no pun intended. Spun towards goal by Sensoli, but missing the target, and then the shot from Hahn was deflected wide and into the corner. Sensoli picks up the loose change. The captain comes near side to Hahn, and then the shot was blocked. Fired up the ice, but gathered at center by the Wolverines. Hahn comes up through the middle. Kaledjian on the forecheck, throws a little bit of a shoulder, trying to knock down the captain of the Saints, but Gerwitz spotted it early and managed to sidestep most of that collision. Back up through the middle, Poisson loses it, regains it. They tie it up in the middle. Vanden Heuvel chopped it away. Lobbed over towards the far corner. McGowan got it in deep. Over 90 seconds gone here in the period. Now Evers will track it down, avoiding an icing call. Gillings comes back and pilfers it away. Lobbed up the boards, but not out. Saints' second attempt doesn't get much further. Gillings tried to sweep at it. Dawson tried to kick at it. Now we've got a penalty that's been called, and it's got to be against the Wolverines as they touch it up. So Maryville, who is 1 for 3, will have their fourth power play opportunity of the game and try to potentially triple their lead. Into the box goes Andy Evers. So you have to figure that that's somewhat of a retaliation penalty, as she was not too happy with the way that offensive zone chance worked out. Deflected puck, and we'll have another stoppage in play. Cross-checking was the call on Evers. So I think that was, there was a little bit of a tie-up over there just north of the Maryville bench. And Evers had kind of been fallen upon, so I think she must have gotten up and given him the old two-hand chop. Michigan will send it down. 95 seconds remaining in the Maryville power play. Gerwitz trying to send it up the boards is successful, at least in terms of getting it to the blue line, but the pocket was picked of O'Leary, and the Saints will reset. 17-10 left to go here in the third. Rutherford trying to turn on the afterburner. She slices past two defenders. Now there's space in front. Rutherford to the circle. To Brooks. Looking for the hat trick. Glove save. Quick shot by O'Leary, missed the net. Borso seemed like she had it covered, but saw the shot late due to some traffic in front. A shot from Dawson misses. Ricochets off the corner boards. Rutherford picks it up on the half wall, hands it off to Poisson as they give and go. Or excuse me, that's St. Louis. St. Louis with a chance, right pad save. So the Saints getting the pressure, they're getting their chances. Shots are now 26-11. Sensoli carrying it all the way around. Saints don't want to take a penalty, so they're allowing Sensoli to come around. Schroeder guides it over towards the far side. Sensoli sweeps it up the zone, but not out. Good skate from Gerwitz. Gillings hands it off. They put it into the middle. They were looking for Poisson. Gillings was spun around as that puck took an odd carom and ended up back out in front instead of meeting her behind the goal. 15 and a half left to go. Poisson with a shot from a bad angle, and that went in behind the net. That rolls over the stick of Putnam. She runs a little bit of interference. There's a handful of Michigan fans, I should say, here in attendance, and they didn't like the fact that there wasn't an interference call made. Palayan goes to the skate of Zafman. Into the zone for Pirro. 5 minutes and change played here in the third period. With the Saints up by 2. A little bit of a bouncer. Too strong for St. Louis. Putnam ran into her counterpart. And I believe that's Zafman who's a little bit slow to get up. Putnam is going to go into the sin bin. The only question is whether there is going to be somebody following her. There is a tripping call. And it is just going to be the one penalty, so the Wolverines will go back onto the power play. 0 for 2 thus far. Oh, they put it into the mixer. Wolverines were looking for Andy Evers. He was on the doorstep, but guarded closely. Sensoli sends it down low. Evers is there. Sensoli on the half wall. Pressure coming from Gillings. She was able to get just a piece of that puck, but Gerwitz couldn't send it away. Gerwitz twisted around. Spence from the faceoff dot. Shoots off the back window. Pelayan puts it towards the near side. Evers continues it on. Sensoli is denied. Saints will clear. Wolverines bring it in. Pelayan tried to take advantage of the Maryville player. Down is Furbit. Lost her footing. And Cadrain makes the save. Covering it up as well. 54 seconds left in the Maryville penalty. 13:37 left in the period. Saints are up by 2. Remember, these two teams will face off again tomorrow afternoon. We'll have the coverage for you starting. The puck drop will be at 1:30, so coverage will probably start around 1:20 or so, give or take. Another stoppage after that puck came too close for comfort. Cadrain was able to cover it up. Good hold in by Zafman. She got it down low. Perot comes around towards the near side. Hands it off to Warham. She goes rink wide with it. Backhanded up the ice towards the circle. Great pressure here from the Saints as they block one as well. Zafman left it for Perot. Dawson will catch up to it in the corner. She plays for the Saints. And then sneaks one past the Michigan player at the blue line. Warham is back. Hits the brakes in behind her own net and looks up ice. Oh, Maddie Johnson just had the stick about an inch off the ice and the puck slipped under. Otherwise, she would have had a scoring opportunity shorthanded. Power play is over. Poisson is out on the ice after Putnam came out of the box. Brooks with the steal. She's got both Maryville goals here. She hands it off to Johnson. Shot blocked. Stick save on the rebound and covered. Great flexibility there from Kenna Borso as she had to try to go post to post, a little bit towards the top of the crease, but you get the idea. Did the splits to keep that one out. Putnam back out onto the ice, steps up to keep that one alive along the boards. Rolling along the top of the dashers. Brooks gets it to the backhand, slides it through the face-off circle. Johnson wasn't aware. In comes Van Heuvel. She was looking for Murphy in front. And a groan from some of the Michigan Dearborn fans as they couldn't connect on that scoring opportunity. Saints cleared out with good pace, so they avoid an icing call. 11:40 left to go here in the third period. Off the end wall as Michigan Dearborn tried to scoop it out of their own zone. Murphy puts it up the boards, but not out. Now it could deflects off a stick and into neutral ice. Evers lobs one over here towards the near side. Hatch tried to wall it off. Evers is along the blue line. Argyropoulos is able to joust it out. Evers with a little bit of a bouncer, steered over towards the far boards by Cadrain. Pinballing back and forth. Cooper finds some space on the far wing. Poke check momentarily. Tried to leave it for Brennan. Instead, it's a backhand chance for Cooper. That's Argyropoulos that was in front. Cooper was the one to set it up. It's been a long night. 10:57 left to go here in the third, as time is the friend of the Saints right now. Slap shot from Furbit. Don't see that too often from the Saints. They've got some power from shots from the point, but more often on the wrister side. A little bit of a push shot from Gerwitz misses the target. Furbit is stepped into. Not too often that she's outsized, but she was matched there by Kaylee Collegian. Now St. Louis touches the puck. We'll have a stoppage with 10:21 to go in the third. So Furbit to the box. Cross-checking is the call. And now the penalties have been evened out for a side. Michigan trying to take that goose egg off the board. Shots are 28-12. So Michigan Dearborn had a couple opportunities early in the period, but not too much to speak of since then, as the Saints have done a good job clogging the shooting lanes. Here's Sarah Brooks, one-on-one with the defender on the backhand, and she is out-muscled there by Spence. Spence takes a spill, but the stick was not close enough to draw a penalty. Pirro is able to keep control of the puck as McGowan lost her stick. 30 seconds gone in the power play. Back to the point. Long shot. Cadrain makes the save, and it rolled over to her left. Warham has it. Tried to go cross ice. Johnson spotted it. Dawson from the corner. Zafman stepped up. Chops down on the stick of Cooper, but it wasn't quite enough. Cooper coming in, fast and furious on the forecheck. Callhammer, shorthanded into the middle. She was looking for Cooper, and it was knocked down at the last moment. Under a minute to go in the Wolverines' power play. In comes Schroeder. Pitchforked by Gerwitz. Long shot. That's off a body and wide. Schroeder from the far side. Evers was calling for it in front. She was by herself, I should say. Showing some frustration. Sensoli tries to get into Evers as she's twisted around by Callhammer. Referee looking at both of them. Could have easily called a penalty on either one as Callhammer stepped into by Spence. Callhammer once again twisted around. The referee allowing a lot here in the late stages. Gerwitz comes out one-on-one with the defender. Shot through the legs, and a pad save is made by the goaltender, Borso. Rutherford spun around at the blue line. Now Schroeder comes in for the Wolverines. Passes off to Evers. Quick shot. Referee put the whistle to the lips. No call again, as there was an awkward collision at the blue line. Off the stick of O'Leary, though she didn't know it was coming. Pushed past Rutherford. Now McGowan goes down low. Poisson to McGowan. A little bit of a slow roller. Almost fooled the goaltender. She didn't know it was coming with the traffic in front. 7:40 to go here in the period. Lifted back up by Rutherford. O'Leary, I should say. As I said, it's been a long night. No excuse. Vanden Heuvel heading off a body and up into the air. Gillen tries to track it up the ice, but Gerwitz is there first, and it's an icing call against the Wolverines. 7:15 to go in the period. Schroeder is poke check but regains. Lobs one up the ice. Could be another icing. No, they wave it off at the last moment. Argyropoulos with pressure coming up. Finley stepped up, but Argyropoulos still managed to get around. No icing the other way either. Einsman being very generous as well. Finley chases it down. Bowls into Rutherford. And now Rutherford going to be called for a penalty. She's having some words. And no, there will not be a penalty handed out. It is a hand pass. I thought that's what the referee was signaling, but no offense, the officials in the ACHA do a pretty good job overall. I know that there are plenty of fans out there that will have their own opinions on that, but overall I feel like they do a pretty good job. But the one thing, at least here, the ones that we get at the Maryville University Hockey Center, the problem I have is that they'll point at people, they'll say go to the box, but they never really give a signal. So I kind of thought that's what that might have been, because he was giving the hand pass signal, but I was like, okay, maybe he's just telling somebody to get their rear end to the box. It didn't end up being the case, so we stay full strength for both teams. Icing is the call here against the Saints. Maryville trying to make it 2 for 2 in terms of wins here tonight. As I mentioned, the men's D1 team knocked off the Ohio Bobcats, the number 3 team in the country, by a final of 3-1. Women's D1 currently leading the Wolverines 2-0. Brooks on a potential hat trick sends it up the ice for Johnson. She was trying to tap it through to Poisson, who is off sides after blowing a tire at the blue line. Neutral zone face-off coming up. Saints will send out Johnson, Brooks, and Poisson. Gerwitz and Putnam are the defenders. Poisson chops it over here towards the near side. Brooks continues it on. Poisson leaves it. Brooks in behind the cage. She's sent down to her knees. 5:20 to go in the period. Each second that ticks off the clock is one in the favor of Maryville. Hitting the brakes was Palayan. Sensoli from the far side wall trying to outrace Brennan. She's successful in doing so as Sensoli comes in. Collegian was the intended target, but Sensoli's going to draw a penalty. O'Leary is going to the box. Wolverines now at their 5th power play of the game coming up. And again, the referee goes over to the box and gives no signal, so not sure what the call was. It was a penalty. I saw the collision. And you knew once the Michigan Dearborn player went down that O'Leary was going to go into the box. So body checking is the call. And that's one we talked about the leeway that the officials are given. And that's been an interesting turn here this season. Is in years past, even in women's D1, you weren't really allowed to check at all. So like any kind of collision that wasn't incidental in the slightest would be a penalty. They've given the referees a little bit of leeway this season to where they can kind of let some physicality go. You can bump them, you can collide, but you can't flat out body check. And that was the estimation of the referee with Colleen O'Leary. 55 seconds gone in the power play. Dawson trying to jab it up the zone. Wolverines hold it in, at least for now, as pirouetting around is Gillen. It comes out to Murphy. Wrist shot was blocked as Gillen stepped in front of it. Gillen keeps it alive. There's a Gillings and a Gillen out on the ice. Wonderful for a broadcaster that's getting a little bit tongue-tied later in the evening. Murphy fans on the initial pass. Callhammer finds it at the blue line. It is swatted out of the zone, but Gerwitz chops it right back in. Evers is cherry picking up the ice for Michigan, but they couldn't find the seam on the pass. Now a little bit of space for Sensoli. She guides it up through the middle. She's got Schroeder here on the near side. Schroeder pushed out to a bad angle. They toss it to the blue line. Palayan sidesteps the stick, trips. Sensoli sends one towards goal, not on target. Maryville has not cleared it. They are back to 5-on-5 as that one's gloved down by McGowan. She chops it up the zone again, not out. Sensoli taps it. Callhammer ices it. And that will be negated as St. Louis catches up to it. She hits the brakes and retains possession. Now they find Rutherford, and she shoots to the blocker side, but a little too close to the goaltender. 2:17 remaining here in this contest. Shots are 31-15 Maryville, and they lead 2-0. A little bit of a bouncing shot through the crease. Rutherford from the near side hands it off in the corner. O'Leary flips it in behind the net. St. Louis is on her offside. Now backhand chance in front. Loose puck picked up by the Wolverines. No penalty handed out, even though somebody lost their stick. Wolverines can't believe it, or at least Sydney Gillen can't believe it. The officials letting them play here in the last 90 seconds. And thank goodness it's off camera, but it's, I mean, I apologize to the Michigan Dearborn fans as there's a glove save made by their goaltender in Borso. You guys don't listen to our broadcasts enough to even know what I'm talking about, but that's a big pet peeve of mine when sticks end up left on the ice. And especially at the men's D1 level. They have 4 officials, 2 referees, 2 linesmen. Nobody picks up the broken sticks. And you see it in the NHL too. And it used to be, I'm at the age to where I still remember 3-man crews in the officials. There'd be a broken stick and somebody, the trail linesman or somebody would go and pick it up. And now all of a sudden that's off limits. But we saw the trail linesman here pick up the loose stick. Penalty is handed out. Sidney Poisson is in the sin bin. So the Saints will spend the remainder of this contest shorthanded unless Michigan Dearborn can get a goal. They get a good deflection in front, getting the stick down to tap it towards goal. Sydney Gillen has been all over the ice as it looks like the Wolverines are going to pull their goaltender. They're down by 2, so now they're going to go for a 6-on-4 attack with the power play currently underway. 48.3 seconds left and a timeout has been taken. Tommy Lang wanting to kind of not only give his players a little bit of a talking to, and you give some instructions and draw something up. Say, okay, if we get the puck here, you send it out. If you get it over here, maybe you hold on to it for 2-3 seconds and then do what you can after that. But if nothing else, it just kind of, it's a mental reset right now for the Saints. You're not used to being 2 players down in general. There's not a whole lot of 2-player deficit penalty killing that teams work on. So if nothing else, it's just kind of like, okay, let's take a breather. Let's figure out who your assignments are in terms of guarding more the zones in the offensive end than anything. 48.3 seconds left. Looking like the Saints are going to improve to 7-2. Wolverines come up with the face-off win. Pirro to Spence at the blue line. Pirro on the circle, shot in, never got through, and the Saints will clear. Empty net, but that is not even close to on target, so the Wolverines will regather. 30 seconds left. Brooks on the forecheck. Schroeder from the corner, 13 seconds left. Spence with a wrister, that's knocked up into the air, settles into the far corner. Zafman drops it back to the blue line. Time taken away, 4 seconds left, and the Saints are going to be victorious by a final of 2-0 over the Michigan Dearborn Wolverines. So a fantastic 60 minutes of hockey for the Maryville Saints as they get the shutout and the win. Tommy Lang's troops improved to 6-2 on the year. Sarah Brooks couldn't get the hat trick, but she got 2. All the Saints needed was 1, and they win 2-0. So the Saints and the Wolverines shake hands. That's one of the things I love most about hockey. You see it more in playoff action, but in college, a lot of times you'll see it after every game as long as it wasn't too heated. But a fantastic overall 60 minutes of hockey for Maryville as they pick up a win. They improve to 7-2. And just really up and down the lineup, they played a very good game. They pretty much took the energy that was in the building, left over from the men's win, transferred it to themselves, came out with a game plan, and from start to finish, except for maybe a few minute stretches here or there, they were pretty much the better team right from the get-go, deserving of a win here tonight. Just a reminder, once again, these two teams will play tomorrow afternoon as we will have matinee hockey with the Wolverines taking on the Saints. The puck will drop at 1:30. Tune in a little bit before that for our pregame show. That'll wrap it up for our coverage here tonight. Once again, for our producer, Eric Skelton, who's making us look good behind the scenes, I've been Todd Panula. The final here is 2-0. The Saints are winners. Good night, Saints fans.